right, welcome to Moody Talk Sports. Now we're going to continue on our top 10 for the week, and we are going to go into NFL teams, and we'll start, of course, number 10. But real quick, I'm going to give you my number 11. I don't always do this. I usually sometimes will do bubble, but I'm going to put the Kansas City Chiefs at 11. And look, if you're a Kansas City fan, this is not disrespect. They're 3-3. I've seen a lot of good, especially that last game they had against the Lions. I was very impressed. Mahomes is playing out of his mind right now. He's putting the team on his shoulders. But I've also just seen a lot of stuff that I'm not super impressed with yet. And the reality is, going forward, based on their schedule, we know Kansas City is going to be in this top 10 next week, most likely, and the following week and the week. So let these other teams have their moment. And then after that, it'll be all Kansas City Chiefs going forward. But I just, at 3-3, I tried to put them in at 10, but ultimately I couldn't, because when it came down to the tiebreaker, we have our number 10, which is the Los Angeles Chargers. And the reason I gave it to them was because they beat the Chiefs. And look, again, it's not that the Chiefs are bad. We know the Chiefs, when it comes playoff time, is going to be incredible, and they're going to have a great run, and they're going to have it all buttoned up by then and all that stuff. We get that. I also do question the whole 13 penalties against the Jaguars, and then you come into the Lions game and have 0. Really? You had 13, which I actually had made a comment last week. I had never seen that. I couldn't remember the last time I had seen 13 penalties. Then the following week you have 0. Anyway, so the Los Angeles Chargers, at 10, I think that's fair for now. Next week it'll probably change. But Los Angeles Chargers have played tough. They're mangled by injuries. And, Justin Herbert's just doing all he can, and it's a lot of good coaching, and good coaching gets you really far. It can get you through those tough times, and then through the easy times you coast, and when it comes playoff time, I think it really helps. So, good for them. Number 9, I have San Francisco still. Look, I know San Francisco lost, but when you look at how well they are doing, when you look at how well Mac Jones is doing, and how Christian McCaffrey is a bona fide receiver at this point, I mean, he's putting up top 5 receiver numbers as a running back. The Buccaneers are just a better team, even injured, but you still have to respect how good the coaching is and how good the team is, despite the fact that they're picking guys out of the stands at this point. And they're like, hey, have you ever played football before? Come on down. Because, I mean, receiver-wise, and they just lost Fred Warner, I think, for the season. I mean, it's rough. It's really rough for them, and they're still continuing to put up some great numbers and at least make the games competitive. Number 8, hey, we have a newcomer, the Atlanta Falcons. Go you. This comes down to the win over the Bills. And to be honest with you, I don't know exactly how good the Bills are. I really don't. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're just okay. But Atlanta has a really talented running back that can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run really well. My big bets on Monday night, I hit all 3 of them. I went heavy on Bijan. He came through for me all 3 out of 3. This is a good team. They have a pretty good defense, and honestly, I know they're up and down. I know they got blown out by Carolina. That was really weird. We still don't know how good Carolina is. I don't know. There's just a lot of this is an NFL season where there's a lot of what's up with that? You get that reference? Good for you. I don't know, but Atlanta looks good, and they looked good on Monday, and so I think they deserve a spot at 8. Honestly, number 7 we have Green Bay, and honestly, they didn't play this week, or they played this week. They didn't play the previous week. They played this week against the Bengals. The 14.5 was ridiculous. They looked good, but I'm still not super impressed. I'm really not. I don't buy that they're a Super Bowl team, but they continue to play well. They seem well coached. Jordan Love is doing the right things. He's game managing, which is great. But there's a lot of good teams this year. There's not a lot of great teams this year, but there's a lot of good teams. And so, I don't know. It feels like one of those things where I just need to see a little bit more from Green Bay. That's all. I just don't. I'm not wowed like some people are. Now, one team I am wowed by is the New England Patriots, because you got to give Vrabel a lot of credit for how this team is coached situationally. They don't have to play perfect football. They have a young quarterback. They have a young team. They have a young defense. They have a young, and a brand new, fresh head coach. And they don't have to play perfect, and they can still win. That's impressive. I mean, this is a team that, listen, I don't know how far they'll go this year, but next year, the year after, look out, man. I mean, this is a good team. It's well coached. I mean, the future's bright. Good for them. Number 5, we have the Steelers. Wow. I thought Aaron Rodgers was pretty much washed, but he's in a really good situation. He's in a situation where he just has to not turn the ball over, throw for 200 yards a game, manage it, run the ball well, let the defense do the work. Mike Tomlin. And I kind of thought that before the season. I thought, listen, Tomlin's defense, he always wins 9, he always has an above 500 record, even if he has nobody as his quarterback. So I thought for sure they would win 10 or 11 games, but they're starting to piece it together, and they look really good. They're not going to make your eyes jump out of your head, Looney Tunes style, but they just win games. And that's kind of how Tomlin's always been. But now he has a quarterback that's competent enough to be kind of like a Big Ben, where it's like competent enough, like, okay, this is what I need to do to win the game. And Rodgers does seem kind of like he's matured a little. He's still him. Good for him. But a little bit compared to the Jets. But now we kind of have to wonder how messy is that Jets situation. Because every time I hear a new story, yikes. Number 4, we have the Seattle Seahawks. They look really good. I know they have 2 losses, but those 2 losses are to 2 other teams on this list. The 49ers and a team we haven't mentioned yet, which you know who it is. It's the Bucs. But the thing is that their losses are quality losses. Their wins are quality wins. This is a tough team. They've got a really great running back. They've got an amazing wide receiver. Sam Darnold is just doing what he needs to do and just putting up some numbers. I mean, showing that he's not just a system QB. Good for them. A young, second-year coach. The defense looks great. That's his side of the ball. They might be a sleeper pick. They might be a dark horse. I love it. I love watching them play. I really do. They went into Jacksonville this week and controlled that whole game from front to back. Awesome. Number 3, I have the Detroit Lions. I still believe in them. I think they're great. The game against Kansas City, I talked about this a little bit on Monday, but look, Dan Campbell, I love your aggressive attitude, but on 4th and 6, don't go for it. Take the points. On 4th and 3, sometimes it's better to take the points. I love the fact that you go, but when you're like 0 for 4, 0 for 5 on 4th down, at a certain point, it's kind of like, okay, what are we doing here? If you had taken, 4 field goals, you'd have 12 points. I just don't get it. I think Detroit is an amazing team if they're out ahead, but from behind, they still have a lot of learning. And I think the first step of that is, listen, take the points. I know it's not flashy. I know it's not exciting. I know it's boring, but I play a lot of golf. And let me tell you, sometimes the boring shot is the best shot. And that's what you got to do. I still think it's an amazing team. Number 2, we have the Indianapolis Colts. And look, Danny Dimes wins. That's all there is to it. He just wins. And I get it. They haven't played a lot of fantastic teams. I understand that. But the amount of times they score, their offense is just so efficient, and they score so much, it's tough to deal with. And I understand that they might not be on paper the best team, and I understand there might be some flaws here and there, but there's a long season ahead. They have a lot of area to figure this out. And they're figuring it out while putting up like 30 points a game. It's just insane. I love what they're doing. I love the coaching. I love the balance of the team. It's great. And they're number 2 right now in my book. Number 1 right now, I'm going to give the Bucs. And look, I'm a big Bucs fan. I'm here in Tampa, so is there some bias in here? Sure. I mean, maybe there is. But I went into the season expecting the Bucs to be 5-2, 4-2, 3-2, whatever you want to call it. I expected a winning record, but I thought it was going to be like a 10-9 season, 10-8, 10-7, sorry, 10-7, 9-8, whatever you want to call it, that type of season. When I found out that Tristan Wirfs and Godwin were out for the first 4 weeks, I thought, how do we get into the winning record? I thought it was going to be 0-4 to start the season. 1-3, 0-4. What Baker has done this year, and I'm sure you've heard it all on the sports network. I'm sure you're tired of it from ESPN and Fox and all that stuff. But if you watch the Bucs game, it's mind-blowing what he's doing. Everyone's geeking out about that 3rd and 14 run he had. He does that every week. It's become white noise to me as a Bucs fan. Like, he just does it every week. It's insane. He escapes 2 or 3 guys. He does a couple of little fakes, and the next thing you know, he fights for a first down. This Bucs team is scary because right now they're missing running backs, 3 or 4 wide receivers, defensive linemen, you name it. If they go at the trade deadline and get a piece or 2, they could be a Super Bowl team. I'm shocked. So good for them. This might be the only week they're at number 1. I don't know. We'll see. They play the Lions this week. That'll be a great game. I'm just shocked. I really am. Good for them. All right, that's my top 10. I hope you enjoyed that. Love to see your comments. Love to see, you're feel free to disagree with me. I know a lot of you watched this last week. I'm really appreciative of that. Remember, always enjoy football. Always enjoy family. Always enjoy your weekends and stuff. Bless you all. Seriously, I appreciate it. I'll see you soon. Next up, we have, if you haven't checked any of the other videos out, we also do a top 10 when it comes to quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. I upload them pretty much at the same time, so check those out too.